Hello everyone, this is Santhosh Kumar. Welcome to LIPS Research. We craft comfortable international research education. Today we are going to see about working principle of two-stroke engine. Two-stroke engine is a type of internal combustion engine which completes a power cycle with two strokes of the piston during only one crankshaft revolution. In four-stroke engines, there is one working stroke in two revolutions of the crankshaft or in a cycle of four strokes of the piston. The desire of one working stroke in every revolution of the crankshaft has led to the development of two-stroke engine. In 1838, Barnett, an Englishman, described the mechanism for supplying a charge to the cylinder by means of separate pumps. In 1878, Dougald Clerk also made a lot of contribution in this direction and described a two-stroke cycle known as Clerk cycle. The two-stroke engine employs for small powers required in autocycles, scooters, motorcycles. In two-stroke engines, there is no suction and exhaust strokes. There are only two remaining strokes, the compression stroke and power stroke. These are usually called the upward stroke and downward stroke. Also, instead of valves, there are inlet and exhaust ports in two-stroke engines. Fresh charge enters the cylinder at the end of the working stroke through the inlet port. And then burnt exhaust gases are forced out through the exhaust port by a fresh charge. Two-stroke spark ignition, petrol engine. The principle of two-stroke spark ignition engine. Its two strokes are as follows. Upward stroke. Downward stroke. Upward stroke. During upward stroke, the piston moves upward from the bottom dead center to top dead center. By compressing the charge-air petrol mixture in the combustion chamber of the cylinder. Due to upward movement of the piston, a partial vacuum is created in the crankcase. And a new charge is drawn into the crankcase through the uncovered inlet port. The exhaust port and transfer port are covered when the piston is at the top dead center position. The compressed charge is ignited in the combustion chamber by a spark given by the spark plug. Downward stroke. As soon as the charge is ignited, the hot gases compress the piston, which moves downward, rotating the crankshaft, thus doing the useful work. During this stroke, the inlet port is covered by the piston and the new charge is compressed in the crankcase. Further downward movement of the piston uncovers first the exhaust port and then the transfer port. And hence the exhaust starts through the exhaust port. As soon as transfer port is open, the charge through it is forced into the cylinder. The charge strikes the deflector on the piston crown, rises to the top of the cylinder and pushes out most of the exhaust gases. The piston is now at the bottom dead center position. The cylinder is completely filled with a fresh charge, although it is somewhat with the exhaust gases. The cycle of events is then repeated, the piston making two strokes for each revolution of the crankshaft. Before we go to the conclusion, we will see an interesting fact. 75% of all cars produced by Rolls-Royce are still on the road. It seems Rolls-Royce owners really love their cars. Thank you for watching with LIPS Research.